Time, space, reality. It's more than just a linear path. It's a prison of endless possibility where a single choice can branch out into infinite podcasts, creating alternate podcasts from the other podcasts you know. I am Mr. Honest, aka Eric. I turned that around a little bit. Your guide through these vast new realities. Thank you for being here today to ponder the question, what if? It's the second episode of Marvel's What If, and I'm really pumped to watch it. Yes, I haven't watched it yet. I'm doing it a little different today, so we're jumping in together. Well, you've already watched it. That's exciting. What did you think? Tweet us at Marvel Maniac Pod. Guess who's on Instagram? We are. And I don't know why I say we every time. It's literally just me. But I feel like when you're at a podcast or behind a podcast, it makes more sense to say we. And I have multiple podcasts, so it makes like more sense to say like as an establishment, we. Doesn't that make sense? What do you think? Email us. Email me. MarvelManiacPod@gmail.com or at MarvelManiacPod on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok. We are on all of them, guys. Let's go. I'm posting clips from each episode now on most platforms. Yeah, I want to get out there a little bit more. So let's go. If you are on any of those platforms, do me a favor. If you listen to the show, go follow us. What would happen if T'Challa, Black Panther, and not Peter Quill, was picked up by Yondu as a child and became Star-Lord? This is a heck of a scenario, and as Marvel does with all their properties, their movies, and their trailers and whatnot, I gotta say, I have no idea what I'm about to watch. I've just seen pictures of Star-Lord. All you need to see is a picture of T'Challa Star-Lord. No, I'm in. We're about to get Guardians of the Galaxy v Black Panther. Teary-eyed, excited. I think doing an episode this way is experimental. It's pilot. I know a lot of you out there listen. Thank you so much for listening. And if you like this or you don't like this, let me know what you think. I really would like to know if you don't like this. Go back to the old way. Or if I'm having a great way of doing it, I'll just trudge forward into it. And if I don't hear anything, I'm going to keep doing it. Because I'm loving doing this either way. And I hope you're having fun too. And let's do it. Let's dive in. The first line the Watcher speaks is your destiny determined by your nature or the nature of your world. And here we are on Morag, the location of the Power Stone. Now, already, I think this is a really cool format for me to go through the episode because I feel awesome with the episode in front of me and open like a book. Reference, I really like that we're going along with almost the format of the movie of the Guardians of the Galaxy. That's how we're lining this up. This feels like we're going into the movie Guardians of the Galaxy with T'Challa. I really wanted to look up instantly the difference between the scene of our regular Star-Lord grabbing the Power Stone capsule out of the vault and T'Challa. And they had the same retrieval device that... it grabbed the capsule out of the Guardian, whatever, it was a force shield, and but T'Challa used it in his hand to he used it like a batter's glove, and Peter Quill, he put it on the ground and kind of left it there and stood away from it. So T'Challa's a little more hands-on with things already off the bat. I'll never get through this if I do more comparisons, but already I know that I love that the guy knows who Star-Lord is this time. He knows who Star-Lord is instead of who? That's so good. He's referenced as the Star-Lord, legendary outlaw, steals from the powerful, gives to the powerless. I love that. So he's a little bit more of a Robin Hood than Peter Quill, than a Ravager. I'm interested in how he rolls with Yondu. That's interesting. The guys, Ronan's guards, they, the main guy, he even insists that maybe he's like, I should bow for you, Star-Lord. he really actually gives Star-Lord his props. I'm giving T'Challa immediate Star-Lord crown. I'm already guessing and loving the fact that, I think in comparison, the fact that how good a Star-Lord is in comparison to Peter Quill, T'Challa is. I think we're just going to get a lot of that this episode, and I'm loving that. This is great. I love this off the bat. So, so this guy mentions he's with Ronan, and he has to take the orb from him, T'Challa, and it's gonna be the spar of a lifetime, because just not being Black Panther doesn't not give you Black Panther abilities. He's still got it in his blood, and the fight is insane. Korath gets one hit in the face, and he actually feels kind of bad at first, but T'Challa gives him another chance, and he goes all out swinging at him, and then T'Challa just tricks him into punching the power generator that was holding the orb. And it wasn't even actually that insane. I mean, it was just kind of funny. So Star-Lord uses what looks to be like the base of the thing that was holding, like that he got through the force field with, and he blasts the enemies with them, and they slam against the walls, and he defeats them. So he runs outside, and he has a whole army waiting for them, and he tells them to freeze. You're outnumbered. And this is what we get to see in the trailers, and this is the one part that I remember very clearly from the trailers. And he says, "A Ravager never flies solo," and he's waiting, and he says, "A Ravager never flies solo." And finally, Yondu comes in, and classic Yondu, but not really so classic in terms of Star-Lord and Yondu's relationship, because this, in comparison to that, is exact opposite. These two are tight right off the bat. They got a good relationship, whereas Star-Lord's kind of on the run, has betrayed Yondu in the Guardians of the Galaxy. Star-Lord and Yondu in this one, bros. I mean, beyond bros. Like, as they walk towards this giant mega ship, they talk about powering a star system. They're very aware of what they have here, pretty much, except for maybe the fact that it's an Infinity Stone. Maybe they don't know the name of it, but they know what of power of which it's capable of. They seem to literally be Guardians of the Galaxy, living to that name. So yeah, I'm pretty baffled and in awe of the start of this episode. They get into this giant mega ship and fly away, and the Watcher says, "Though our hero's destiny might lie in the stars above, the beginning of his journey was much more down to earth." We cut back to Wakanda in 1988, and T'Challa's talking to his father, who's as the Black Panther on the throne. Very Lion King vibes. I love this. And he's saying there's an entire world out there, and he's like, yes, of violence, war, and hatred. That world has nothing to offer Wakanda. Now, this is just the best part, because this is where you really got to get on board here. Or you're just like, what? You're like, what if or WTF, right? How does Black Panther become Star-Lord, right? Okay. You got to really think multiverse. Not 1 in 10, not 1 in 100, not 1 in 1,000, not 1 in a million, not 1 in 100 million, not 1 in 100 trillion, 100 billion, trillion, gillion, million possibilities, okay? And this is what the Watcher's saying here, right? This is what the Watcher's saying here. I'm going to just quote him in exact. What you call destiny is just an equation, a product of variables. Right place, right time, or in some instances, the wrong place, wrong time. And at this point in the episode, like I said, I'm still watching it. I don't know why he's saying that, because it seems like a lot of really good has been done by T'Challa and Yondu, so I have no idea where this is going. Obviously, I mean, all good can't be done. I mean, a story needs to be told. This episode's way more open-ended than the first one. Like, the first one was following the protocol of Captain America, the first Avenger. Way better. Not in a bad way. Not in like, oh, better. This is better. I'm saying, like, that was following that timeline. Like, this one is like off the charts, like insane Nexus level event. As the Loki show would call it, Loki show. This is what that universe would. This is literally the rules of that universe. Okay. So the Watcher's saying wrong place, wrong time, but I think he's just saying literally, as fate would have it, at that very moment, the Ravager spacecraft was arriving on Earth to abduct the spawn of the celestial ego. So he was coming to get Star-Lord, but in this universe, Yondu outsourced the assignment to his subordinates, so he didn't come and do it. His junkies did it. So we get cameos from those guys, and then he just got the wrong kid. Makes sense, right? I get it. I buy it. There's two ear holes, two face holes. I like it. And also, they got cosmic readings from him. I need a moment after this scene that just happened. What the fuck just happened? I'm gonna just take a minute here because we got our first Thanos cameo here since Avengers Endgame. I just can't even process this, and it's just the most hilarious thing in the world. I have to go back to the beginning of the scene, but dude, they're talking about all their heists. They're at a bar, and it's like, how did you do this? How did you do that? And then one guy's literally like, how did you stop Thanos, the Mad Titan, from decimating half of the universe? And then Thanos literally steps up behind him in Ravager gear. And he's one of the Ravagers. And he says, I'm a big enough man to admit when I'm around T'Challa here. Show me there's more than one way to reallocate the universe's resources. T'Challa's literally a space god. So he's literally Star-Lord. The name Star-Lord has 100% earned. The first shocking part of this scene was the fact that this guy, from the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy, that Peter Quill interacted with, I'm Star-Lord. Who? The parallels here are upside down mirror, 100%. It's kind of yelling at Peter Quill's character a little bit, but it's also praising the king that T'Challa is in any circumstance. I'm just looking at this picture of Thanos sitting with... Can I take a screenshot of this? Thanos sitting with T'Challa and the Ravager guy? The guy who's like, who? The Star-Lord? I'm Star-Lord. Who? Thanos just sitting with them. And he says, I can relocate the universe's resources. Dude, where is this going? T'Challa says to Thanos, sometimes the best weapon in your arsenal is just good judgment. And Thanos replies, aye, Commander. And also, although I still assert my plan was not without its merits, and everyone kind of argues with him. And one of the guys who's really well known, I forget his name. I'm pretty sure it's Genocide, big guy. I love this. It's so good. We also learned that T'Challa saved Drax's people. What? So, Drax is completely a huge fan of Star-Lord already, and he saved his world from a Kree invasion. So, he gets a selfie with him, and that's, I think that was in the promo too, but everything happened in the promo so fast I didn't want to watch it too fast. You look terrible. I look great. This show is so much. This episode really unleashes. I feel like they really let go here. Captain Carter was the safe bet, and this one was where they let it all go. What a really, really fun ride already from the beginning. So we see Nebula. She walks up to Star-Lord, and she has a nickname for him, Cha-Cha. T'Challa, Cha-Cha. She's taking a look at the Power Stone, and she's saying, pretty valuable loot here. The big guy knew you got this. And she's saying, you mean your father? You still call him that? And she's saying he's lucky I call him the big guy. So there's some definite tension here. I definitely predict a turn of events. I lean hard. I think this is what you get. Okay, so with an episode like this, Marvel Maniac, test pilot episode, Marvel Maniac, mid-episode pilot question. So do you guys so everyone walking in the room, walking in there. What do you guys think? Mr. Honest is kind of like, Mr. Honest is doing his best here. He's like kind of loving the episode, but what do you think? You guys have seen the episode. He hasn't seen it yet. You guys know what's happened. He doesn't know what's happened yet. What do you guys think? All right, this is so silly. So right now, basically, he's talking to Nebula. She's totally different. When T'Challa says he has changed, and reference to Thanos, she says the past doesn't. And she refers to the necklace around his neck, and it's the Black Panther necklace, which I didn't really realize until that point. It's a strong lean into, you can't really change who you are, and it's just it's so powerful. So we do find out that Yondu tried to return T'Challa back to Wakanda when he was younger, and it was destroyed by a war. And you can only imagine how that happened. Is this a similar multiverse? What will have happened since T'Challa was not there? I can't imagine. Is this a world where Tony Stark grew up with his dad, who had already invented Iron Man? Is this that universe? What world is this? I don't know. I don't know how this played out at Earth to know how that happened. Very interesting. Oh my gosh, Dustin and TJ, said we'd never get Thanos again, guys. What's up? Did you mean on this show, though? Oh, man. What do you guys think? I think what this show is trying to do is introduce us into perfect scenarios so they can show us further galaxies and concepts that they can prepare us for into the current MCU. Am I crazy? Is that crazy? So Nebula says, you lost your home and you save everyone else's, and that's pretty much what he agrees to. Like that's what he's doing, and it makes sense. That's like that's kind of like the story stated, which I don't always like, but this is kind of what the show has to do, I guess, because it's kind of laying out a pretty huge story. And Nebula shows T'Challa with what are called the Embers of Genesis. It's like that huge I don't think this is the last time we're going to hear about something this huge. Nutrient-rich cosmic dust from an ancient supernova with the power of to terraform entire ecosystems. With 1 ounce, you can heal a dying planet in minutes. And with the payload we're talking, they say that they can feed the entire galaxy pretty much. And the guy, I'm so sorry for not knowing this guy's name, but they didn't ever do a good job of introducing it in any movie. I'm going to say it. The guy from Guardians of the Galaxy 1 who says, who? Who's now a key player in this next to Thanos. Good on him. I'm pretty sure it's the same guy who's voicing him. I'm really excited about this for him. I'm now currently 8 minutes past the current runtime of this episode, of where I'm at in the episode. This is going to be a long episode of Marvel Maniac and MCU After Show. Whatever. This is great. This is a great episode. There's going to be a lot of hype about this episode online tomorrow. I'm really happy to be talking about this, like, along with the hype. Yeah, whatever. This is great. This is really good. This is why we have this is why there's a forum for this. This is why I'm here. I can talk about this as long as I want right here with you all. I bet you're excited about this too, aren't you? This is why we're gathered here today. Thanos is back. Dude, what the hell? Did you see that? Are you here with me? I'm here in the multiverse where I don't know what's going to happen yet. So I will carry on. I like how he says, I thought you work alone, daughter. I just love the parallels. So Yondu wants to know who the Mark is, and Nebula introduces the Collector. This universe's most ruthless kingpin is stated, and the voice of this episode, kind of like the guy who asks all the questions for us, the Who guy, it's kind of perfect in a way. His name is the Who guy. He is asking all the questions. He asked Thanos, I thought that was you, to Thanos. He says, it was, but when I went straight, Devon saw an opening and filled the power vacuum. I didn't know his name was Devon, and I also didn't know he was capable of that. Isn't that kind of freaky and also interesting that in this reality the Collector just did that, and now this is just insane, man. Yondu refuses to do this. He thinks it's too dangerous. He will not work on this against the Collector. He says nothing with the Collector, and he walks out of the room. Nothing involving him. And this is one of the best animated stories that could ever be told, and this is one of Chadwick Boseman's last stories and performances ever given. And it's about him not only it's about him feeding the entire galaxy food, and essentially, and it's just like in an alternate timeline of a universe we're familiar with. There's something really special about all this, and I'm really, really kind of touched by this. There's a scene between Yondu and T'Challa, and there's kind of talking about why they shouldn't go seek out the Collector. Yondu even says, we steal from the rich and give to the poor, like Robin Hood. I can't say I called something in an episode where I clearly could have watched it and didn't, but I called it. I don't know. Yay me. That's whatever. That's stupid. Yondu eventually gives in, and they decide they're going to do it. They're going to rob the bank. He's never been good at saying no to T'Challa, and this is just huge. I can't believe. It's not Peter Quill's fault. It's not his fault. Any of this, think about never mind. If you think about the moment that they could have got the gauntlet off, and then if you just go back to if this happened though, I don't know. There's a lot of moments you could think about in terms of Peter Quill. He's a great guy. I like Peter Quill. Where is he in this universe? I appreciate that the Collector is also on Nowhere, and an ancient celestial being, always stated, never addressed. The Marvel's Eternals, coming out in November this year. We're going to finally know, I think, what the history of that celestial being is. I really think that's where we're going to figure that out. Yeah. I hope that's where we figure that out. And Shang-Chi's coming out, by the way, in 3 weeks, 2 weeks, I don't know, really soon. I'm gonna watch that and cover that weekend of, if not day of. Really hoping day of, if not weekend of. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Thanos mentions that the Collector has the Black Order doing security, and he mentions that they're bad news, and he asks how they plan on sneaking past them to Nebula, and Nebula says she's not going to sneak past them. She's going to knock on the front door like a lady. So she plans on offloading the orb to the Collector, and that's how she plans on getting in while sneaking T'Challa in through the cart. So she is sneaking T'Challa in. Right when the cargo is scanned that T'Challa is in, the Hoot guy from Guardians of the Galaxy gets punched by Thanos as a distraction outside. He's not supposed to be too hard, but Thanos punches him very hard. He says, I thought we were faking it. And Thanos says, stop calling me, try calling me the genocide guy again, new guy. Great shot, pause shot I got of him here, just punching this guy really hard. Thanos, I really like this tame Thanos. He just took the high road in this universe. T'Challa talked Thanos down in phase 2. Good gosh, this is just insane. I'm going to say it as many times as I feel it. If you want to change Marvel Maniac, email marvelmaniacpod@gmail.com. I'm going to get an email from my 2 guys 5 times stop doing it like this. Go back to the old way. I appreciate your input. Please don't rate the show bad. I'd appreciate positive reviews if you don't mind. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. My reality allows it because I have the 6 Infinity Stones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, got them all. And you have to rate the show good. Okay, cool. So I'm kind of reading I'm saying exactly what T'Challa's saying. His plan out loud. He's narrating it as like a heist plan over what's actually happening. We're seeing it unfold as he's saying it, which is so cool. So they're distracting the Black Order, this distraction outside this fight, and we get to see the whole Black Order again. This serves as a distraction so T'Challa can climb up and search for the embers, and then this leads to Yondu and Nebula getting to meet the Collector, who is just at his very best. So T'Challa goes through the collection. It's huge, biggest collection you ever seen. Kind of get some payback on Thanos' scene where the Collector flees and you never see him again. Remember in Infinity War? Wonder what happened to him in our universe, in the sacred timeline. So in one of the cases, T'Challa comes across Howard the Duck. Huge character. I don't know a lot about him personally. I love him here. I can't grasp him. I love him, and he's insane. And him and T'Challa kind of hit it off, and I think like this is kind of a huge deal as well. This episode's a viral making machine. The way he interacts with Howard the Duck, you think he's gonna shoot him in the face? It's like, what are you gonna do to Howard the Duck right now, T'Challa? And he's like, give me the tour, and it's like, all right. It's like, you know what they say, when you're out of luck, always go duck. This guy's great. I think he's getting a spin-off show, which is fantastic. We come back outside and the Ravagers are fighting the Dark Order. And they are getting diminished, which is crazy. You know, Thanos is just lying on the ground. He put his best foot out there. This universe is Thanos. He's winded, man. He's just another guy. Thanos isn't the point is Thanos' journey in Infinity War. He's just another guy who climbed his way to the top and wanted to destroy half the universe. You know, he wasn't an infinite god. Oh, look at this guy. He's just lying on the ground again, beaten up by his former hunky. It's kind of humble to see. It's great to see this. So the Dark Order, they realize at one point that it's a diversion, and they shut everything down. Howard stops at a bar for a martini. No matter what, there's a bar there probably to catch him in case he gets out, I'm guessing. T'Challa walks by a ship and a room of ships, and his necklace lights up by a ship, and it glows, and he walks into it, and it's an entire like Wakandan ship. It's like on display of it. It's kind of eerie and kind of creepy. It's really effed up. The Collector's really messed up. It's like put the Collector. It's like a computer. Put the Collector on max settings. I'm a new computer person, so I only know a little bit. But like, put him on max creepiness, max collectorness, max effed up. He's just all of the weird. All of his settings are on max. And yeah, T'Challa. Yeah, you put the Black Panther up there to fight, but max forces of everything against each other in this. This is a crazy story. This is 16 minutes. I'm in. This is great. This is animation at its best. This is storytelling at its best. This is the multiverse at its best. There's featureless dummies in Wakandan attire. So is it the Collector that destroyed Wakanda? Did he destroy Earth? I'm kind of confused, and I'm probably about to figure this out. So maybe I'm tired, maybe I'm dull, maybe I'm stupid, maybe I'm null. I don't know. I didn't see this coming. Maybe was I supposed to have, I don't know. I love this. This is fantastic because, dude, Yondu betrayed T'Challa. This was not. Earth is fine. Wakanda's fine. Yondu saw himself in T'Challa. Why wouldn't he want to keep Star-Lord, the epic Black Panther, to himself? What T'Challa found was a homing beacon to the necklace on his necklace was a homing beacon, and it was a message from his father saying, "We'll always be looking for you." And it was very touching. It almost made me cry a little bit. It was really sweet. And T'Challa, yeah, he put the Black Panther up there to fight. Max forces of everything against each other in this. This is a crazy story. This is 16 minutes. I'm in. This is great. This is animation at its best. This is Yondu says you don't belong there with them. You belong here with us, your family. And T'Challa says you're not my family. You never were. Which actually stings. And you even see Thanos back there with a real hurt face. And I say that hurts, but like the Who guy from Guardians of the Galaxy also says that hurts. And Corvus Clave knocks T'Challa out and wakes up inside a display case. Yeah, so I really like this conversation between T'Challa and the Collector. Where I come from, history is not looked fond upon putting men in cages. And the Collector's slave kind of like looks at that like she doesn't deserve to be his slave. The Collector's pretty much just assessing if like he's worth anything, actually, T'Challa. And Moff Gideon's like all aboard being the Collector's henchman number 2, like the Thanos. He's just all about that, and he's just he's like, dissect him, he's not worth anything. And he throws T'Challa to the dissection room, I guess. Nebula walks into a room of Ravagers, including Thanos and the new guy, who I'm still calling the Who guy. And she points her gun at them and then turns around and kills Corvus Clave. Great moment. Thanos says, daughter, I just like this. You didn't know Thanos, and not know Thanos would be a character in this episode. So Nebula informs the crew that the plan all along was to double cross T'Challa and gather him as a debt. So she this is like kind of a plan. It was a double cross. A lot was happening. There's a lot happening here at once. T'Challa uses his necklace to break through the glass to get out, which is insanely great because he's becoming the Black Panther in a way, just naturally. It's just in him. And Ebony Maw uses his powers to stop him mid-attack and uses the glass that broke the case to turn, like, kind of, just hold him like Ebony Maw does in every scenario that we've seen him in. But the Pink Lady just shot him in the back because she liked what T'Challa said about cages, which is really great. It was really nice what he said. But then we have a boss battle of like no other, like literally no other. The Collector, like I said, he's at max, so he's got I think he's got something on his wrist to bring all his boxes of awesome right to him. The Collector slams him with a giant rock-like fist, which is just the first thing he does. He says he hacked it off the carcass of a chatty Cronin. That's sad. Dude, on this weapon rack, there's Captain America's shield and Thor's hammer. What does that mean? Does that mean he killed them? I feel like the first episode wanted to say, look, we're going to do this maybe beat for beat thing where we're not going to stray far from the timeline of the movie that we're going on. And here's the expectations that we're going to lay down for you, right? In this show, What If? But now the watcher's like, hold up. Let me show you a different reality first. After I showed you that reality. Yeah, Captain Carter is an amazing hero, and the Hydra Stomper is sick. But let me show you King T'Challa Star-Lord. I'm going to just lay them all on you. So back at what's going on with the shield and then Thor's hammer and Captain America's shield in the background of the Collector. What did he do to them? And that's just in the background. This is the knife of the Dark Elves, the leader of the Dark Elves that he's using to fight with, and that's just the first 2 things he's using. This Collector is maxed out. I'm telling you, it's insane. Next, he brings out Hela's headdress. He said that woman had taste. He has her sword too, and he throws the sword at T'Challa, and it's pretty crazy. It's all, you seeing that, but the Collector has been capable of this whole time, given the right circumstances, a power vacuum, as Thanos called it. Thanos was kind of almost holding the universe in place. He was like a giant plug. He wasn't even doing anything for a long time. until he felt like the right time for some reason. Will we see more on that? I don't think we need to, really. I mean, we're almost seeing like outside. This is like almost the other story. Like, look at this, man. Just look at what other things that can happen. Nebula's leading the Ravagers out, away from Cold Obsidian. He's leading a giant army of Black Order forces. And Proxima Midnight jumps right down towards Nebula, and Thanos saves her. And he says, get to the ship. And Nebula asks, are you crazy? You'll never take them yourself. And he says, no, mad. So we got a 1v1 Thanos versus Cold Obsidian army scene. This is insane. As I said before, there's going to be many variants of Thanos in the MCU going forward. Like I said many a times, I'm so stoked right now. This is insane, dude. So 1v1 Thanos, Cold Obsidian. Ding, 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 ding. It's insane. I think Thanos is going to take the win, the W, but I've yet to be wrong. I might be completely wrong and shocked here, and this is where you as an audience get to laugh at me if I am wrong. Hearing Thanos scream again when Proxima Midnight slams him like that, brutal. And that triggers Nebula actually to, I think, come back. The Collector's approaching T'Challa, and he's saying how you abandoned your home and your family, and now your new family has abandoned you. And he says, maybe you never heard a Ravager never flies solo, in which Yondu sends the arrow right through Hela's headdress. Extreme. Yeah, I'm watching Thanos get slammed with a hammer as we speak. Oh, gosh. Unbelievable. I'm like, this is heartbreaking. Level 1 Thanos, no gauntlet, no stones, bare knuckles, compared to, like, full maxed out Collector. It's kind of sad to see, like, they're literally showing us mirrored, like, 0 to none universes here. This isn't a mistake. This is not a mistake. This is complete maxed out levels here. This is roll the die. Like, Thanos is flat on his face, getting smashed on the back by his leading men and lady. Like, she's spearing him while he's down. This is sad to see. It might be karma, though. As the Collector was saying, this is maybe the karma universe karma. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think this Thanos does not deserve this. I'll just say that. Nebula saves Thanos, feeds Cold Obsidian the stalk, and stalks grow everywhere. And Thanos leaps off one of the stalks and with Nebula and jumps into his ship. They get away with some of the Ravagers. Next, we get Yondu and T'Challa fighting the Collector, bare knuckles. Like I said with Thanos, but this is really a really close fight. I'm not trying to demean Thanos here. This Thanos is very good. I love this version of Thanos. I back this Thanos. I'm for him. I want him to make it out of this episode and into the multiverse. Keep him alive, please. It's in awe of this episode. The Collector backhands both of them in the most anime shot of this episode, making this like an in-canon anime. The Marvel What If is so great. I'm on board for this. Come on, guys. This is the best show ever. Officially. I got chills watching this. So he backhands them. Points out that he lied to him, T'Challa to Yondu as they walk up to the fight. Sticky fingers. Who's the glue? You are. Because you lied to me. Fair point. So Yondu punches the Collector, and the Collector slams Yondu back with 10 punches. They together trick the Collector into one of his own cases, and they said, no matter how far you go into this galaxy, no matter how far is beyond my grasp. And Yondu says, cool story. I love it. Yondu leaves Karina, the Pink Lady, with the Collector and all his victims. And yeah, I mean, that's the end of this Collector. Fantastic. Bye-bye. Get out of here. He deserves to be dead. And there's so many stalks growing out of the Celestial, and they get out. Nebula and T'Challa are talking over an intercom now, very Star Wars-y intercom. I don't mean to bring Star Wars up, but I did. Whatever. Sue me. My Marvel Mania, my podcast. I'm tired. Well, I am tired, man. And I love this show. They got the dog. T'Challa got the dog. And I say that, I just love that. And he always did have a soft spot for Runaways. That's so fantastic. Oh my gosh. I have a soft spot for this episode, and I seen a pop figure of T'Challa, Star-Lord, and I want him now. Yondu is about to apologize to T'Challa, and T'Challa says, "There's no need. I was the one who told you I wanted to see the world. All you did was show me the universe. Seen a lot of space travel, kid, and if I've learned anything from watching you on any planet, among any people, there's no place in this galaxy where you don't belong." And he holds up an image of the Earth. He says, "You're going to have to follow your heart on that one, Mr. Star-Lord." And he looks down at Earth. It's kind of sick to see him get to Earth and watch him part with the Ravagers, with Yondu and Thanos and co. Just going to say Thanos as many times as I can because he's here with us and alive in this universe. This is the best timeline. This is where we'll stay from here on out, hopefully. My Thanos pop figure's down. It's not good. This is great. This is the best. It's now relevant for me to get the T'Challa pop figure to put next to my Thanos pop figure. It just only makes sense now, okay? So for 1 second it seemed like they were leaving, like the Ravagers were leaving. Nope. So like Thanos and co. They're going to like a party with the Wakandans. This is just the one most wonderful thing in the world. So we got to Thanos and the awesome lady from Black Panther, Michonne. I can't think of the character's name, but she's so cool. Awesome lady from Black Panther. He was saying this, he just snaps and he's like, "No, it's not genocide." She's like, "It sounds a lot like genocide." No, because it's random and I might add efficient. This addresses everything. This is perfect. Thanos is just he's genuinely going for it. He's going for perfecting humanity on a random bet. That's what he was doing. This is just getting in his mind. And all he needed to be was kind of talked down from it. I don't really need to know much more. This is kind of what I really just needed here in this story. We needed max levels on everybody. Now we're back at Earth in a scenario where I'm hoping this is secretly the same universe that Captain Carter landed in with a sword. Maybe they jumped into the same parallel multiverse universes. What do we know? Who knows? Nebula is so humiliated by her father because he says it's random, might add efficient, and he snaps. Yeah. So T'Challa's parents are asking Yondu how you found my son. I mean, if you really think about it, it's really a big question. And T'Challa says, "I was lost and Yondu found me," and that's good enough. Good enough. You think a little bit more about it. It's we took him from the planet and brought him. T'Challa conquered the entire galaxy, but there's one place he did not conquer. There is a cliffhanger here, and from one family reunion to another. This is a cliffhanger. This might as well be the post-credit scene. They don't do post-credit scenes here. They just cliff them right on the end. And we get Peter Quill at the Dairy Queen. I forget how this works exactly in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. There's something that he did there at the Dairy Queen. He planted a seed behind it. I don't know what that had to do with Peter aside from him being picked up there. Dude, this is literally Peter Quill being embraced by ego on planet Earth. Too bad this might spell the end of the world, but that's a story for another day, says the Watcher. And fade to black. We are dedicating this to our friend, our inspiration, and our hero, Chadwick Boseman. That goes for Marvel Maniac and MCU After Show as well. I mean, I don't know if anyone was going to see how good of a performance this was on his end. I don't think anyone sees it, and I'm immensely proud to be covering it on the night of. It's honestly huge. This is huge, and I know he's going to be. I know there's more of it, of his performance in this. Chadwick Boseman, ladies and gentlemen, as T'Challa, Star-Lord. Let's go. Marvel Cinematic Universe, riding in with some original content never seen before, and taking bold, brave new steps through time, space, and reality. All right, this has been Marvel Maniac and MCU After Show. Hit us up on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Marvel Maniac Pod. We're on all of them now. Follow us. And if you'd like to donate to the show, right now the best place would be at Mr. Honest Podcast on PayPal. Everything goes right back into the show. Everything's appreciated, never expected. If you'd like to email us, marvelmaniacpod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love it. We'd love it. We as in me, the watcher of this universe. Eric, aka Mr. Honest. Thank you for being here again, and until next week for episode 3, whatever crazy scenario we are brought into, then we're going to explore it together. I'll see you then. Avengers, disassemble.